Time highs approaching 74. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 73.
Anyone have anything they'd like to confess?
That AM 1400 KVFD.
Well, that really sucked. I'm going to have to do that again.
Michael Devine, the Doctor of Truth.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to confess?
That AM 1400 KVFD.
That's right, I'm the Doctor of Truth, broadcasting live from the Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters studio. Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters at 612 South 32nd Street in Fort Dodge. You may contact Blue Ribbon Pelham Waters by calling 576-6481. Really pleased to welcome to the program today Coach Blake Utley, the Fort Dodge Senior High baseball team. How are you, Blake?
I'm doing excellent. Thanks for having us, Mike.
Absolutely, and it's good to see you. And you brought some young men with you. You are, sir?
Sawyer Springer.
Sawyer Springer, yeah. And you are, sir? Into the microphone, please.
Jace Ulrich.
All right. Then we got the guy with 2 M's and 2 N's. Come on up here, Dylan. Come on, you can say your name. Your grandmother might be listening.
Dylan Zimmerman.
Dylan Zimmerman. He must be the shy one of the group.
No.
Not really. Okay.
No.
Sawyer, where do you play?
I play first base and I DH a lot. I pitch
Okay.
a little bit too.
All right. And you, sir?
First base and I pitch.
First base and you pitch.
Yep.
Are you any good at it?
I do. I hold my own.
It's a sad dog that don't wag its own tail. Come on, man. Dylan, what about you?
Catch, pitch, and then some infield.
All right. You do it all then.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what's the record this year, Coach?
Right now we're sitting at 16-19.
16-19.
Yeah, we had a little patch there where we lost a few in a row, and then last week we kind of gained some momentum back. Won 6 in a row, 7 of our last 8, and it's the right time to get hot.
By the way, you can watch this program as well as hear it by going to my Facebook page, which is Michael Devine, or AM 1400 KVFD, or the Alpha Media Fort Dodge website. And let me get my microphone out of the way so you can check out the boys there. So how many games you got left, Coach?
We have 3 regular season games. We have a doubleheader senior night against Des Moines East on Monday, and then we have a JV varsity against Carroll to end the regular season on Tuesday before starting our sub-state run where we go up to Mason City and get to give Mason City our best crack.
Right. I didn't hear you, or maybe you didn't say. Are any of those home games that you just mentioned?
Monday and Tuesday are both at home.
Monday and Tuesday
Yep.
gets
senior night at home, doubleheader. So 5:00 is first pitch for first game. We'll recognize our seniors between doubleheader games, and then we'll play game 2, and then JV varsity starts at 5:00 on Tuesday, with varsity to follow, probably 7:15 by the time we get to first pitch.
Sawyer, you're a senior this year.
Yep.
And what are your plans after
I'm going to go to Grandview in Des Moines.
Grandview?
Yep.
Nice school.
Yep. Play football there and sing in the choir. And then I'm going to major in kinesiology.
You know, that's terrific that you have such a well-rounded education. Yeah. And of course, I'm getting to be an older man. In fact, I'm old, but we didn't have football players who were in the choir. Let me put it that way. Yeah. And that's terrific. Sports are about education as far as I'm concerned. Jace, you're a junior, so you got another year. Dylan, what are you going to do over there, buddy?
Going to Iowa Central, play baseball.
Going to Iowa Central, going to stay home, huh?
Yes, sir.
Nothing wrong with that.
Have fun.
Right. Well, I look forward to that. Do you prefer catching over pitching or pitching over catching?
Depends on the day. If I'm feeling it, I'll be on the mound every day.
Yeah.
Some days it's good to be behind the plate, run the field, help my boys out.
I've grown to appreciate good pitching over the last many years. I think since the Atlanta you guys remember that Blake does, but the Atlanta Braves were a big team in the 1990s, and they had great pitchers, and they were cleaning up on everybody there for a while. But anyway, Sawyer, give me the highlights of this season. What about this season stuck out to you?
Personally
now, not team-wise necessarily.
Well, I mean,
I'm going to put them on the spot, Blake. Now they got to talk about themselves.
After not having a normal season last year, just kind of coming back and being the last sport.
You were hurt.
Yeah. So I had shoulder surgery during the winter.
That's right.
So I kind of had a slow start to baseball, but now I'm back in the groove. But yeah.
All right, Jace, do you play football too? Because you look like a football player, buddy.
Yep, I play fullback.
Fullback, I believe you. I don't want to see you coming through the line at me. I'll tell you that. So you got another year at Fort Dodge Senior High. Do you just do? I shouldn't say just do, but you do Fort Dodge, or you do football and baseball, and do you do anything else as far as sports is concerned?
I'm a bowler.
You're a bowler.
Yeah, my mom's a bowling coach this year.
She is, really?
Oh, yeah, yep.
That's outstanding.
So
I love to bowl.
Yeah, she got me suckered into it, and I love it.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. I don't do it enough. I'll tell you. I think we're down to one bowling alley now in Fort Dodge.
Yeah, we are.
Which is unfortunate. This is AM 1400 KVFT, the voice for Dodge. I'm on the air with Blake Utley, who's head baseball coach out at Fort Dodge Senior High, and three of his players. Who are your assistants, Blake?
I have Nick Vincent is our pitching coach. He's been with us for a long time. Graduated with him in 2001 from senior high. Mike Richmond is a volunteer assistant that drives over every day from Manson. He used to be the head baseball coach at Manson for 13 years. Outstanding guy. And then we have a coach on staff this year who's also a volunteer, in Connor McLeod, who was at Iowa Central as our hitting guy, and he's come in to an excellent job with our hitters.
Vincent was a pitcher, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
That's what I know.
He's a left-handed pitcher and did a really nice job. Went and played at Iowa Central.
Yeah,
had a good career there. And then I also have two other coaches at our lower level. We have Jared Benson, who's our sophomore coach, and Rick Peterson, the former head baseball coach at Iowa Central, is our freshman coach right now.
Really?
So, yeah, we're extremely lucky to have him on staff. We all learn a lot from him.
I met him a few times.
He's awesome.
Do you guys still do a summer baseball camp for the little kids?
Yep. Actually, on Tuesday night, we're introducing them all. We call it our Future Dodger Baseball Camp. And this year, for the first time ever, we added 4 and 5 year olds. So one day a week, we had 4 and 5 year olds.
Wow.
And then all the way through to 7th grade. So it was fun to see those little 4 and 5 year olds out there running around first time on Ed McNeil Field and learning to run the bases and having a good time and chomping on gum and all the good stuff that comes along with baseball.
Yeah, that's terrific.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when I was 4 or 5. Do you guys remember when you were 4 or 5? You don't?
No.
Nah, I didn't think so. So did you have a good time this year playing ball?
Yeah.
You must have.
Yeah.
You know, I always admire baseball players because I'll tell you, a lot of people will sit out the summer. A lot of athletes will sit out the summer. You know, they want to go swimming. They want to get a job. They don't want to practice every day. And I suppose Blake's got you out there practicing pretty regularly, doesn't he?
And we play a lot of games too.
And you play a lot of games too, is that right? Which it takes time to get there and back and all those things. So, Sawyer, did you do anything else as the summer has gone on? I mean, did you have a job or did you
help out at Snack Shack a little bit? But
sure you do.
Technically not an employee. The taste tester. But yeah, mainly just baseball and getting ready for college and stuff.
Well, listen, if you need a couple of days off from that taste tester job, give me a call. How about you, Jason?
This season's been great. Our team's the chemistry between our team, I feel like it's really good. You know, this is probably the closest I've been with even the upperclassmen and some of the lowerclassmen. I feel like I know real well.
Boy, you got that down, don't you? That sounds like an ESPN answer. What did you do? What was the highlight of your season?
We've had a couple really, really good games. 2 pitching appearances that I had were St. Ed's and then Waterloo West. And those were fun. I love getting on the mound, even though I don't do it all the time, but it's great. And then been hitting the ball all right. You know, just got to stay on it, especially now coming into postseason.
Who works with the pitchers at senior high?
Coach Vincent.
Coach Vincent?
Yeah, and he's awesome.
I kind of thought so,
yeah. Really close with him.
Yeah. Any of you guys lefties?
I am. Yep.
You're a lefty, so Nick probably pays particular attention to you.
Yeah, I'm a little special.
Well, if you can be a good left-handed pitcher, man, that's a real asset as you go forward.
Oh yeah.
Do you think are you guys going to pursue baseball when you get in college? Well, you are, Dylan. Sawyer, are you going to pursue baseball when you get to school?
No, I'll be playing football.
You'll be okay. That's a year-round sport for
you.
All right. Any guys wrestlers? No.
I wrestled in high school. Yeah.
You look, Jace. You look like a wrestler, buddy. Well, I asked that because Kirk Ferentz not long ago. You guys all know who Kirk Ferentz is. Kirk was talking about the value of having recruiting heavyweight wrestlers to the football program because they're tough guys and they know how to handle people who are trying to run over them, and they have excellent balance, and they're aggressive players, and so there's a lot of sports that you can cross over in because of the nature of the type of sport. And wrestling and football seem to go pretty well together.
For sure.
Do you guys ever go out for track or anything like that?
Yep, I throw shot put.
Oh, you throw shot
yep.
put?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you any good at that? Sorry.
I'm decent.
is
Qualified
he,
for state. my
is he
senior
being
year.
modest, Jace?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
he
no,
being a little?
He's good stuff.
Is he good stuff?
Yeah,
Hot stuff. All right. How long have you been the coach of senior high baseball, Blake?
I've been in the program since 2004. So
Yeah.
some of these kids were walking around in diapers when I started. So, or maybe not even alive. Jason, were you born?
03.
Okay,
Oh,
so he was
correct.
alive, so we're good.
All right.
But I've been the head coach since 2013, so it's some time.
That is some time.
Yeah.
And, has it been a good ride for you? What was your most
Yeah.
successful season?
The first year when I came in 2013, at one point we were ranked second in the state. We played in a sub-state game against number 1 ranked Ankeny. We lost 1-0 in a game that took about an hour and 5 minutes. Both pitchers were super efficient. They had a guy that was going to Arkansas. He was super efficient. We didn't get a guy to second base all night. They got one guy to second base, and they ended up scoring him. And so that was intense. So that was the most competitive we've been. But every team brings their own flavor and things that you really, really enjoy about them.
Sure.
You know, in the past couple of years, these guys here, they're a fun group to be around. It's usually pretty light moments, quite a bit. It's, you know, there's times where we get super intense, but we do a lot of laughing too. There's some funny guys that in amongst these three, I won't point any of them out, but they're pretty funny to be around.
That's okay, man. You got to have, you know, and I'd like you to respond to this because I always ask it of the coaches, especially. Sports is educational. I mean, a lot of people think it's extracurricular activities. Oh, just a little something for the kids to do when they're not in class. But I really believe, and I've talked to wrestling coaches, football coaches, basketball coaches about this. I really believe sports participation teaches you about life. It teaches you to handle the highs and lows, and it teaches you to be a team, playing within a team while still being an individual. Is that something you address with the boys?
Yeah, 100%. I think sports teaches you a ton about life because you never know what's going to happen next. You know, in certain activities, you know, it's pretty well controlled. But in sports, you don't know what's going to happen. In the game of baseball, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, just the other day, we're down at Des Moines Lincoln and things are rolling up 4-0 and rain hits, you know. Sometimes then you got to bounce back in. I mean, look at the Cubs in the 2016 World Series. They had the rain delay, come back and win the game. And,
wow.
Oh, by the way, they have world champion rings now that I got to see in my lifetime, which is cool. Didn't know if that was ever going to happen, but I got to see that. But no, I think sports teach you a ton about life. It gets the guys involved with something that's more important than just themselves, which I think is key. And then, you know, as they go, now they have those coaches in their corner as they go through school that can give them extra advice on, you know, how to handle studies, how to handle, you know, other things outside of sports.
Oh, I think that's 100% correct. I couldn't agree with that more. But the real expert in the room now is Rob Jones, our sports director. And Rob's here because he can't stay out of the room when we're talking sports. and that's all right, Rob.
Well,
you know all these guys, don't you?
I do know all these guys. If we really want to be real, I didn't stay out of the room because you texted me and asked me to come over.
Well, we talked about it earlier.
Well, we kind of did. I got a lot going on. You know that, Mike. But it's good to stop through with these guys. I do know all these guys, especially Coach Utley, and have kind of seen these guys progress over the course of the season. And we're going to see how things play out. The playoffs are right around the corner. So it's going to be real interesting. And I looked at the draw. I saw the bracket when it came out. And I saw Mason City. You always circle the playoff game. You circle Mason City twice because you're going to circle it anyway, and then you circle it twice because it's the playoffs. So interesting to draw, you know, that arch rival in the first game of the playoffs. And I know these guys. I know Mason City took 3 out of 4 in the regular season, so I know these guys got a little chip on their shoulder about that, and they should play with that chip. And I certainly, being a former athlete and being a former coach too, I know Blake is going to play up that chip going into this playoff matchup. So I think these guys got a good shot of going up there and raining on the parade, so to speak, for Mason City up there.
Maybe you guys haven't noticed, but Rob's from down south around Des Moines.
Lamoni.
Way deep down.
You ever been to Lamoni? Believe me, you don't want to go to Lamoni.
No, I have not. I just know that it's like the southernmost point of Iowa.
Lamoni is actually Missouri.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. All right. We're talking Fort Dodge baseball today. We got Coach Blake Utley, Sawyer Springer, and Jason Dillon with 2 N's over there on the end, Dylan Zimmerman. And so you are playing Monday and Tuesday here in town, Des Moines East.
Yep.
All right. What do you hear about Des Moines East? Or maybe I should ask Rob. I don't know.
Rob might know more.
Yeah, he
No.
might.
I actually don't know much. Blake is probably more astute on them because I haven't had you guys against them. I don't think since I've been here,
No, I don't
just the
think
way
so
the
either.
schedule is worked out.
No,
So,
you know, they're a Des Moines public school. I mean, they're going to come in. They're going to be able to hit a fastball if you just lay it over the middle. They haven't had the year they normally have. They have a very experienced coach there that has extremely high expectations for them. But if the Dodgers come out and play it to their level, we'll be just fine.
yeah. I mean, the public schools out of Des Moines usually, we're extremely competitive in those matchups usually, and I would expect nothing less.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the suburb schools that give everybody, not just you guys, but
Well,
everybody problems. The suburb
you know,
schools.
Dowling and
Urbandale and
West Des Moines,
Johnston.
Yeah. They recruit within the city, you know.
Well, I'm sure they do. I've still been working on the Ankeny football recruiting thing because I'm almost 100% sure that they recruited the kid, not the Brett kid, but the other kid that's going to Iowa, the Bruce kid, whose family was staying in somebody's basement and paying like $150 a month or $200. It was something crazy. There was a lot of, especially being from a part of the country where they do that kind of thing sometimes, and there are scandals like that. There was a lot of things that stood out as red flags to me. So it wouldn't shock me if they're all recruiting against each other down there.
Well, you know, there's a reason Des Moines North High School sucks. It's because all their best athletes have been recruited to Valley. I really believe that.
And now there's going to be 2 Waukee schools, and that's going to be interesting to see where the boundaries in town are drawn and whose mailbox maybe gets moved across one boundary or the other or something like that. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out too.
All right. Thank you, Rob. It's
Thank you, Mike.
Real great of you to stop in. And I know you've been working these games. Rob's the hardest working man in radio business, I'll tell you. He just works all the time. Me, I go home and get my recliner and I don't get out.
Well, you know, it's something that I enjoy doing. So it's one of those things where it's work, but it's kind of not work, and following these guys along, except when we get stuck in weather delays. When we're stuck in weather delays, then it's kind of bothersome. But other than that, it's all good. You know,
AM 1400 KBFD are on the air.
Hey, yeah, this is for Rob Jones. They did find a guy to ride with Ragbri, and that's Rob Jones.
Yeah, I've heard that people want me to ride in Ragbri, and that unfortunately is not going to happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't blame you. Hey, thanks for your call, AM 1400 KBFT. Yeah, you and I aren't going on right.
Yeah, that's not happening.
You know, we spent too many years sitting at the table like this. That's okay. So we got a good shot at beating Des Moines East, boys. You think? Give the microphone back to Sawyer there for a second, will you? So, Sawyer, what do you think? Is your confidence level high going into the Des Moines East game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously winning 7 of our last 8, I think we're playing good.
7 of your last 8, that's great.
And Coach Utley's right. It's the best time to peak. Is this time of the year.
Yeah.
You know, ride the wave. So.
Who did you play in that streak?
Did
you play top teams or?
Who all did we play? We played Marshalltown.
West.
Yep.
Mason City.
Who? What? You didn't play Waterloo West.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, if you would have came out to that one, you could have seen some fireworks.
I bet.
Yeah.
You know, back in the big, this is before you guys' time, believe me, but we had a Big 8 conference, and there was a huge rivalry between Waterloo and Fort Dodge. And, man, it played out on the football field, wrestling. I mean, the towns were so similar, and their attitudes of the towns were so similar, man, that we just fought it out with them. That's all. And that was fun. Waterloo West, by the way, is where Dan Gable went to high school. So, anyway.
Well, they're actually coming back in the conference, Waterloo West.
We were talking about that a little earlier.
Are they not?
I think they did kind of. Waterloo East
is it East? Okay. East I knew one of the Waterloo schools voted that they were coming back. Yeah, so it's East, right?
East is coming
okay.
Into our conference. West is hanging on to the other conference as of now.
Okay. That's where